If you're over 60, you've probably been told that those awful leg cramps, the ones that jolt you awake at night, are just a normal part of getting older. But what if that's not true? What if they're actually a sign of something you can fix? Well, let's dive in.
I want you to think about this differently. What if those cramps aren't a sign of aging at all, but an urgent message from your muscles? Kind of like an SOS signal, warning you that something absolutely crucial is missing.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? It often starts like this. You're sound asleep, and then bam, out of nowhere, this sharp, searing pain just grabs your calf. It's incredibly common, but oh man, is it frustrating. And then maybe during the day, you start to notice this. Your legs, they just don't feel as strong as they used to. Maybe climbing stairs feels like a real chore, or you just feel a little unsteady on your feet. It's a subtle change, for sure, but it's a worrying one. And of course, there's the stiffness, that awful, creaky feeling in your muscles when you stand up after sitting for a while. It's so easy to just brush all these things off, but what if they're all connected? What if it's all part of one bigger picture? Now, here is the most important thing I'm going to say today. These are not normal aches and pains of getting older. They are a cry for help from your muscles, and ignoring them can lead to a slow decline in mobility, a much higher risk of falls, and a loss of that precious independence we all value so much. So, what's really causing all this? Well, it turns out there's often a hidden culprit at play, a single deficiency that's causing your muscles to misfire like crazy. Let's pull back the curtain and see what's really going on. To make it simple, imagine your muscles have their own electrical system. Your brain sends signals down the wires, your nerves, telling a muscle to contract and then to relax. Every single movement you make depends on these signals working just right. With healthy wiring, everything's great. You get smooth contractions and strong muscles. But when the system has faulty wiring, usually because a key mineral is missing, that's when you get the painful cramps, the spasms, the weakness. The signals get unstable, kind of like flickering lights in your house. And the mineral that fixes that faulty wiring? It's magnesium. You can think of magnesium as the master off switch that tells your muscles when to relax. Without enough of it, your muscles can get stuck in the on mode, that's the contraction, and that, right there, is the root of those painful spasms. But why is this such a common problem for people over 60? Well, it's really a few key things. First, as we age, our bodies just get less efficient at absorbing nutrients from our food. And on top of that, some very common medications, like diuretics, acid reducers, and blood pressure meds, can actually drain your body's magnesium levels over time. Now, I know all that might sound a bit daunting, but there's absolutely a story of hope here. And I want to introduce you to a fellow named Frank. He's 69 years old, and his story might sound very, very familiar to you. Frank went to his doctor with this deep fear. He said, "Doctor, I'm afraid of losing my independence." The nighttime cramps were getting worse and worse, and his legs just felt weak during the day. This was a guy who loved gardening and walking, and he was really worried that his declining mobility was going to change everything. So, after a few tests, it was crystal clear. Frank had very low magnesium levels. He was put on a simple protocol, and the change was remarkable. We're talking just 2 weeks later. The cramps were almost totally gone, and he could feel his strength coming back. Those were Frank's own words. He was back to his gardening, back to his evening walks. He didn't just feel better physically. He felt like he had regained control over his own life. So how did he do it? And more importantly, how can you do it too? Let's break down a simple 3-step protocol you can use to safely get your magnesium levels back up where they belong. It all comes down to these 3 simple but absolutely crucial steps. See, it's not just about taking any old supplement. It's about doing it correctly to get the results you're looking for. So let's break each one down. First up, the right form. Not all magnesium is created equal, not by a long shot. You want to look for magnesium glycinate or citrate. These are really well absorbed and they're gentle on your stomach. The one you want to avoid is magnesium oxide. Your body has a really hard time actually using it. Second, you need the right dosage. For most adults over 60, that sweet spot is somewhere between 300 and 400 milligrams a day. Now, the key here is to start low, maybe around 200 milligrams, and just increase it gradually to let your body adjust. And third, it's all about the right timing, and this one comes with a powerful little bonus. Take your magnesium in the evening because it helps with relaxation and sleep. But here's the trick. Right after you take it, do about 5 minutes of gentle movement.
A little walking, some light stretching, this boosts your circulation and helps deliver that magnesium directly to your muscles so much faster. You see, following these steps is about so much more than just stopping cramps. It's about reclaiming your strength and putting yourself on a path to a stronger, more mobile future. And it's important to know that leg cramps aren't the only signal. Low magnesium can show up in a ton of other ways, like annoying muscle twitches, restless legs, constant fatigue, headaches, anxiety, poor sleep. It's amazing how many of these seemingly unrelated symptoms can all point back to the same root cause. Okay, now this is incredibly important. Before you start any new supplement, you absolutely must talk to your doctor. This is especially true if you have kidney disease, any heart conditions, or if you're taking any of the medications we talked about earlier. Safety first, always. Let's end on the good news here. By addressing this one hidden deficiency, the potential benefits are huge. We're talking about improved strength, better mobility, way higher quality sleep, and the comfort and confidence that comes with all of that. Ultimately, it's about protecting your independence. At the end of the day, your health really is in your hands. These painful symptoms don't have to be your reality. So my question for you is, what's one small step you can take today to start reclaiming your strength and your mobility?